Every time I get out of my way, a little bit of me is set free. Once or twice I can feel the change. I gotta do it for me. I gotta do it for me. Can I be selfish just a little? Make time for this on my time. Break down all my melodies so I won't get way ahead of me. Can't think of this a mistake. Won't you try to wait for me? I gotta do this for me. So tired of working full time. It's heavy stuff on my mind. Steady, I work on my pride. Of my way, a little bit of me is set free. Once or twice I can feel the change. I gotta do it for me. I gotta do it for me. I turned around and broke it down. Placed my feet on solid ground. Took my place, there it is, in the middle of my lane. Turn around, about face. Look at me, what do you say? Tell me, what do you say? I'm so tired of working full time. It's heavy stuff on my mind. Steady, I work on my pride. Stressing, I learn my lesson. Just me, I keep on guessing. For me, I gotta do this for me.
We belong.
Magical sound can turn things around. Next you're found, world keeps on moving around it. People go, you always grow. Think you know and should not give on. One time love to change it all. Next you're found, world keeps on just letting around it. People go, you always grow. Think you know and should turn this around. Can turn this
I was like, well, that's a piece of history.
Don't judge me,
The
like,
culture was different when they was there.
I'm just a simple girl. Like,
I'm from
I don't even
Inglewood, so
require
like,
much.
I'm
like,
always gonna be biased.
Just
I mean, I guess
do my thing.
gentrification. A wise man never knows all. Only fools know everything. Everything.
If love is a sickness, then patience is the remedy. Yeah.
If you wanna know the end, just look at the beginning.
The fool may speak, but the wise man listens. Let's go together.
The art of speech is hard to reach, poetic peace. Feel the vibe, feel alive, energy.
It's fair exchange, I'm picking your brain chemistry. When we shoot in the breeze, I see you feeling me.
It's all feel, nothing pretentious. Lessons missed by the consensus. Wisdom is vintage. Listen.
Hearing you loud and clear, glad we sit down to build. It's black coffee conversation in the atmosphere. Make it for a good time spent. I'm breaking bread with a fly gentleman. Dang, you dropping gems.
Synergy begets when spirits connect. Who knows what happens next? Face to face is different than text. Not too deep, because surface has a purpose, but the core is what I want to explore. Let's talk more whenever there's time, whenever it's fine. Pick a date, pick a place, let's improvise.
Conversation, building what you want, no one. So tell me what your name is, what's your favorite thing. When we're chopping it up, where you from, my dear? Can't we rap just a little bit? Maybe we speak the same language. When we're chopping it up.
Conversations I've been patiently waiting to come to the mention to get in the door. I'll be your mind, ready to start.
What you listen to? What's your jam? Is the world round or is it flat? Are you strong? Can you build? Do you dance? Are you good in the mind or with your hands? Do you take initiative and make plans? What's your favorite place to visit on the map? See, I'm just trying to get a feel of where you at. Cause I'm thinking me and you could be a match. I ain't trying to pry, I wanna understand you. Is marriage what you want or is that taboo? Do you blow treat? Is there a book you recommend? Do you mind a little weave or like them all natural? You good either way, cause no matter the flavor, we still break bread when it's all on the table. Do you love yourself? Hey, do you meditate? Let's talk about it next week, same place. Conversation, building what you want, no one. So tell me what your name is, what's your favorite thing. When we're chopping it up, where you from, my dear? Can we rap just a little bit? Maybe we speak the same language. When we're chopping it up.
Conversations I've been patiently waiting to come to the mention to get in the door. I'll be your mind, ready to start.
Are you corporate or into the arts too, or is it both? What's your favorite quote? What you drink? Do you smoke or do you vote? I don't see a ring. Got any kids? I'm alive, but I'm missing a rib. What's your family life? Any brothers, any sisters? What's your life like? Can you cook or any others? What you like to eat? I know it's random, but I'm interested. Brand new, classic or rented. It's no right or wrong, just preference. No judgment, just reference. Just something I need to know. I'm planting seeds to see if we can grow.
Conversation, building what you want, no one. So tell me what your name is, what your favorite things. When we're chopping it up, where you from, my dear? Can we rap just a little bit? Maybe we speak the same language.
Yeah.
When we're chopping it up.
Conversations I've been patiently waiting to come to the mention to get in the door. I'll be your mind, ready to explore. You. Oh, the feelings is mutual, peekaboo. Caught you off guard, trying to just keep it cool. How you make it look effortless without strings playing tetherball. Individual togetherness, think you found it in heaven. Shit, what's your sign? You so elegant, make you mine, you won't never miss. Living life on a pedestal, grab my hand and don't let it go. Need a muse, you might hand it off. Diamond back and she candy go. Find design like some French we know. I really mean that though. Find design like some French we know.
We can't break the tension down.
Shalom.
Ease your mind, or take our time. Deeper than the night sky, gravity can't hold us down. Falling in slow motion, swimming with the stars above. Is this a new dimension? I'm transcending with you. If this is forever, there is nothing I'd rather do. As our senses come alive, I can sail the world.
Men of Israel, blow trumpets. Heavenly Father, as always, we thank you for allowing us to see another day one step closer to your kingdom, Lord. As you continue to give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on how to move, how to conquer, Lord, and how to gravitate towards your kingdom, Lord. As you speedily and swiftly take away our adversaries, destroy our enemies, and make this time short. Watch over Israel, Lord. Lead us, guide us, give us that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Ask you to bless those that are sick, those that are shut in, and allow us comfort one another, Lord. As you allow us to continue to allow us to gather together until you come and take us and deliver us, Lord. In your son Jesus' name, amen.
There we go. Shalom, Israel. Shalom. All praise to the Most High. Welcome to another rendition of Wake Up Jacob. All right. I'm Captain Naam.
Captain Iramah.
Officer Karatazar.
Officer Liar.
All praises. We're going to go ahead and read this disclaimer for all those who think that we're a hate group. Let's read that.
We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a non-violent, Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat as stated in Leviticus 5:1.
All praises, all praises. So, as you see via the scriptures, we not a hate group. We love our people. All right. And it's time for y'all to really realize and understand that, you know. The people that hate you is the people that you show love to. All right. It's not us. Okay. We're going to apply the scriptures. All right. So we're going to jump into today's topic for today. All right. Today's topic is nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. All these classes, the bishop, deacons, captains, officers, these classes that's been coming out, is it hitting home to our people? With all the things of, what's the brother that just,
Ahmaud Arbery.
Georgia, thank you. Ahmaud Arbery, and it's so many. You just pick a video, pick an incident that's happened to our people, and it's just a continual cycle. Y'all have to wake up to see your true enemy. We're not your enemies. We're your brothers, your sisters. Your nation, Israel. That's us. We understand what the scriptures telling us to come back and gather ourselves together. But our people, through all the unveiling of the prophecies of the scriptures to make it make sense to you, our people still don't understand. They still look to Esau as this is our hope. This is our God. We're going to touch on that. All right. So, and at the end of the day, these nations, y'all cleaving yourself to them, they going to be your demise. They're going to be your death. You go die holding their hands, meaning cleaving to them, following their ways, their philosophies. What you got else?
I was just going to say, Cap, it's sad because it's just a vicious circle.
Right.
A vicious circle. You see how these other nations treat us.
Right. You see how they roll.
How they roll, what they think about us, how they care about us. And
so they don't hide none of that.
Exactly. They don't hide nothing. So we turn as a people and we say, oh, we want to be like you. We love you, want to be together. And they turn around and they shoot you down in the streets. They stab you in the back. They're lynching you. They're raping your women. They are kidnapping your children. And in spite of you seeing all of this, it's being revealed to you when you turn on the news. You still turn around. Israel still turns around and says, oh, we still love you and we want to be with you.
Right. Not my white friend. Not my white co-worker.
Mm-hmm.
He different from the rest. Right. No. I'm sorry to tell you, all of them have the same spirit. All of them. Jim Crow, what's the other one? Jim Crow and
One Crow.
Black Crow, all these, like that wasn't that red line, and all this stuff wasn't too long ago. That's what I'm saying. Those children that was back then, as the bishop, as we've been going over for years, through via postcards, so on and so forth, those little kids that was standing around when our people was getting lynched, they're older today. That's all. Those are the children of this generation. They grown now. Now they have kids. Now they taught their kids the same mindset that their forefathers had. It's the same thing, man. Nothing's changed. So let's go to Ecclesiastes 1:9. This is what you have to understand, Israel. Nothing has changed. All right? It's the spirit in man. The Most High put the spirit in man. This man that we talking about and all the nations. But the main one is Esau. That nation he hates that nation. God hates that nation. God says they cannot be forgiven of anything. All right? The Most High God said that. We didn't say that. All right? Read that.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
It said that thing that had been, it is that thing which shall be. What is that thing? Because go to 6 and 10, same book. The thing is talking about is man, the spirit in man. The Most High controls the spirit in man, meaning we all have one entering and one exit of this life. You born through your mother, the spirit he sent forth down to the earth, and then you die and they go back up to the Father. That same cycle. Those spirits that were here 100, I'll just say 100, but you can take it all the way back. But years ago are the same spirits back on the earth today. Those same spirits that persecuted their fathers, those same spirits that took up arms and made a covenant, or it's the word I'm looking for, but made a league with the other nations, right, and betrayed their people. The same people here back again. All right? Read that, 6 and 10.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6 and verse 10. Mm-hmm. That which hath been is named already, mm-hmm, and it is known that it is man.
It is known, that thing that had been, it said it is known already. That thing is talking about man. The spirit in man is back on earth. Go ahead.
Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he.
Right. The Most High controls all. Right. So go back to 1 and 9.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. Mm-hmm. The thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done.
You got to understand, the Most High set this order. The Most High set nations against nations. The Most High set us above all nations, but you have failed to understand and realize those things. Why is that? Because you still running behind the other nations. You still want to be and be accepted and seek their approval. It pisses me off. Okay, but you still trying to find some type of acknowledgement from the other nations. All right, keep reading.
It's another word called validation, Cap.
That's it. Validation. That's it.
And there is no new thing under the sun.
Right. So it's no new thing under the sun. All right. Go to Psalms 104 and 29. There's no new thing under the sun. All right. The Most High controls everything. The spirit that he put in us to serve him and to be his chosen, to be granted his laws, statutes, and commandments, to be granted repentance, to be granted to be heirs and joint heirs with Christ. This is the thing. You can come out of the mindset and seeking the acceptance, or the, what word you use? Validation of the other nations, to come back to your true heritage, to come back to the understanding that, wow, I'm greater than all these nations. They are less than me. This is the mindset you have to have. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 104 and verse 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die, and return to their dust.
That's the Most High saying what? You come in this world, you live, you die. You go back to the dust. Go ahead.
Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth.
This is the cycle that the Most High is doing. You know what I'm saying? Esau think he, what's the word I'm looking for? Is in control of population control. He thinks he's in control of those things.
Right.
With all the stuff the bishop brought out yesterday, and we continue to bring out. All right, that through these plagues that he's, what's the word I'm looking for? Tampering with his inventions, wicked inventions of the bats, the this, the that. This man is evil and wicked. What y'all don't see about that? But nevertheless, you don't see that he think he's in control of all this, but he's not. The Most High is in control of everything. As the bishop brought out, as the scriptures say in Job, he's allowing Satan to do these things. All right. So from there, let's go to Ecclesiastes 7:7. All right. Because you have to like literally be blind to not see the oppression and the things that's happening to our people. You have to. Because as I said, it's all in the news. From year after year, and I heard them on the radio talking about like this, for us what happened to Ahmad, brother Ahmad. Basically it's like the anniversary per se of Trayvon Martin. Like the 10th anniversary or something around that nature of this happening again.
Hey, Cap.
It's that continued cycle over and over. Go ahead.
It's getting worse. It ain't just, I mean, the cycle's still going, yes, but it's getting worse. Because remember, the brother was just jogging.
Right.
He wasn't bothering nobody. He's out there exercising
Like
for his
Trayvon.
health.
He was just walking home from the store with Skittles and a soda, right?
Yes, sir. Through a neighborhood
Right.
that he wasn't authorized to be in.
Right. And that's just going back to the acceptance rather of them. You receive or you meet some type of stature in life, whatever platform, meaning profession you take up or whatever, your
Right.
schooling, this, that, and the third, and now you think, man, I reached this level of education, so on and so forth. I reached this status of pay scale. You know, I'm making 100 plus or whatever a year, and I'm going to be accepted in this suburb community right here. You're not. Still look at you as a nig.
That's right.
That's Oprah Winfrey. Same thing.
Right. Same. Like, again, this stuff is just, it's everywhere. Y'all just not opening your eyes to see it because you don't want to see it. You're still looking for that acceptance and validation of who?
Yes, sir.
Your oppressor. When you want the validation of the Most High. That's who you want to validate you when this end. It's an end to all this. Just like the bishop brought out in Sirach, 2nd Ezra 6. It's an end to it all. But you don't know the end because you're not trying to seek the latter end. You're trying to seek approval. You're trying to seek status quo of fitting into this society. All right. Read it again. Did you read it? I'm sorry.
No, sir. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. We all know, all these brothers here, the soldiers, the brothers, soldiers, officers, captains that's here, we understand the oppression of our people. It pissed us off. We saw these things happening in the news, year after year, day after day, week after week, month after month. And we said, Lord, why? We wanted answers. And we sought the Most High. And when seeking the Most High, he sent what? That prophet to pass our way, to wake us up, to give us those key puzzle pieces that we've been missing in this whole walk of life. Because we came over here cargo slave ships. All right, the understanding that we all been coming out from back then to the 1800s, year after year, so on and so forth, to the apex today, to we all over YouTube. We're all over Facebook, so on and so forth. The truth is out there, but they not want to seek the truth. They're not. You still looking to your oppressor, but the truth is right in front of your face. All right. It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. That wise man is going to do what we doing today. What his people have lacked the faith or the fortitude or the courage or the strength to stand up and say, I'm going to fight for my people. Like your Martin Luther King, your Malcolm X, so on and so forth, your Marcus Garvey. These men stood for something. They loved their people. They was missing the key part, of course, the scriptures. The love they had for their people is what you take. The thing they did for their people, that's what you take. That oppression maketh a wise man mad. What can I do to help my people? But as we go read further on in this class, you have people that cleave to that they want acceptance from the nation by marrying them, by getting those high esteemed positions. They turn their back on their nations because inwardly they hate themselves. In turn, they hate their nation. All right. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, but that gift, that's your Lebecky. All right. And we say it's for the ball player, baseball, the athletes, but it's for the actors. It's for the common day regular folk, brother, as well. Because I see them all over Houston. They might not be the blonde bombshell, might be a little fat Edomite or whatever, but they think that they made it because they got Becky. Right. That's the mindset of our people. All right. That's their gift. My trophy, whatever nation. I'm saying Esau, but Elam, Arab, whatever, Moab. Somebody just married a Moabite. One of the basketball players, right, y'all? No, my bad. That was rapper. What's his name? Young Jeezy just married a Moabite. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's crazy. That's that gift. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all got something? Okay.
Well, I was just gonna say, Cap, a lot of it's fear. It's fear because the white man and other nations have power. And the only power our people know is the so-called street king. And he really ain't no street king because he can be shut down at any time. But I was going to bring this precept out real quick.
Right.
Matthew 10:28.
Yeah, the street king, because he ain't running nothing.
Right.
He's allowed to be on the corner. He's allowed to move his drugs throughout the streets and cities, right, so on and so forth, because he's destroying his own people.
Yes, sir. And that's the sad part about all of that is like even all the things that are happening right now, all these protests and uproars is because they killing us. But when
right,
us kill us, there's no uproar.
Right.
The family got to cry and long for justice, like the brother that was killed in Michigan, 43-year-old security guard told his sister to put the face mask on, shot him in the cane, went home, got her husband. She spit on him. Went home, got her husband and son. He came back. The son shot him in the head.
Oh, yeah.
They still looking for them.
Right. They on the run.
Right. Everybody knew where Esau was, and they wasn't finna arrest him. Everybody was telling where he was at, but our people, they won't even tell where the person is at. They killed our own.
Right. They go back to that Jersey. Was it Jersey, right? That happened?
Jersey City?
No, New York. Jersey, New York. Where the brother got killed, the young brother. And nobody would want to say. Nobody didn't say anything. Nobody would step up to say anything.
Right. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm talking about? We were talked about a lot. Deacon Asaph went to it. The point is, our people don't know what Leviticus 5:1 say.
Oh,
basically.
No. Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they talk about rats and snitches. That's what they jumping on brother, the 6'9" brother. Right. Talking about he a rat, he a snitch. But when it comes down to somebody stealing something from you or stealing your stash, you want to know where that's at.
Right.
When it comes down to somebody messing with your girl, you want to know what that's at. What about snitches get stitches then?
That's right.
Well, you know what they say? Like even when like in the hood, though, the brothers who got clout and somebody come in your city or get robbed or mistreated, they said, let me go hear from the streets. You know, pretty much when they say from the streets, they finna go find who stole something from that individual. You know what I'm saying? If you really look at it, that's still snitching. That's rules of the game. If you guys caught slipping, you got caught slipping. But know what they'll do if a person have status and they are out of towner and they supposed to be quote unquote called and checked in, you know what I'm saying? And then they get robbed.
Right.
And then they say, you know what? Let me go talk to such and such and get that change back. You know what I mean? That necklace or whatever you've been robbed for, let me go get that back. Because that individual supposed to know the city and knowing the participants in that city if they do anything in violation.
Right.
Because now you are misrepresenting their authority, they code of power. You know what I'm saying? To where like,
yes, sir,
I gave this man a pass and y'all still robbed him. Right. So all these foolish games we gotta stop. You know what I mean? Everything is hypocrisy. Everything is lies. Somebody's always snitching. Somebody's always telling. But none of these people who have this power step up when it's time to utilize their power for their people.
Right.
Right. Yes, sir. Could you read that, Cap? Matthew 10 and 28.
I got you. The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 28.
Yes, sir.
And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Because we look at Esau and we see him shoot us down in the streets. That's it. Then they go put our body in the morgue and put it in the ground. He can't do nothing more to us. But the Lord is the one, he could the spirits. He can torment your spirit and your body and your soul. Come on.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
So we should be fearing the Most High, the one who created everything. It's like we totally forget about the Lord and the power that he have and put all the power on the earth in the white man's hand.
Right.
He control the weather. He control the sun. He control the moon. He control life itself. If you let a black man tell you.
Pretty much. Not people that ignorant to think those things.
Right.
He controls the sun, huh?
So that fear.
And the moon. Right.
Yes, sir. So like you said, us being fearful of coming back to our nationality because Moab not fearful to cut them dogs up in a dog festival and feed it to you. They're not fearful for that. Right. The white man not fearful to go noodling and catfishing, cut it up and feed it to you. But when it come to us keeping guys high, they keep all they holy days. But when it come to us keeping our holy days, it's fear. It's they might fire me. They might do this. I don't want to.
Right.
I don't put no fringes on. I ain't grow no beard. But the white man grow a beard. He's manly. He's a hunk.
Right. That's it. And that's what our sisters, brothers, that's how they sisters that look to Esau, the Brad Pitts, the this, that, and the third, insert a name to that these humps, that this something to be revered. No, your forefathers and your men that you see right here, we something to be revered. All right. Go to Isaiah 30 and 12. You got something?
I was going to say, Cap, that mentality, it goes back to that Willie Lynch syndrome.
Right.
Where all of this was instituted. They turned everything upside down to the point of where you had no choice but to deal with them because they took everything from you. They made examples out of the men so that the women had no choice but to do what was told of them, not understanding that was something that was forced and imposed on them to make a forcible change.
Right. It wasn't willing. Huh?
Yeah, it wasn't a willing change.
We're going to let you speak for us now, Esau.
But now here's the thing. Now it's been going on so long today that our generation now they just go out and automatically choose it simply because it was going on so long, not understanding that this was something that was forced upon them.
And it becomes a generational curse.
That's right.
And that's
now,
yes, sir.
From then, like you say, the breaking of the man, and all this go back to the household. That's why I'm touching on marriage with this, because that's the whole fabric of us as a nation, where everything starts to come back together and be established. But when you insert the white man, the Chinese, the other nations in that marriage, then other philosophies are now inserted and enrooted in the children, because that's what bear fruit from a marriage. All right, read that.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon.
So the scripture's telling us, Isaiah, through the Most High, is telling us that our people love oppression. Our people love being at the bottom. Our people love seeking acceptance and validation from their enemies. This is the state we've grown to be in and grown to love, being at the bottom. But you really kings and priests. You really something special, or special, but you really something better than you think of yourself. A precious jewel to the Most High, but you looked at it as the scum of the earth.
At the end of the day, Cap, we have to be spiritual, because we dealing with a spiritual problem, and we don't use our spiritual eyes. That's why the Christ said, in the prophets even said it. Blessed is he that have eyes to see and ears to hear.
Right.
You don't see that these other nations are trying to be like you, and the other nations have created a system to where they can compete with you on the level of beauty.
Right.
That's what the whole modeling thing is about. The modeling world it's not for you.
Right.
It's for them to have confidence to feel that they can compete with your beauty.
Right. That's it.
That's
heavy.
why.
That's heavy, y'all.
That's why. Now it's to a point to where the cat is out the bag to where now they just lay on the doggone beach. Like Bishop said, they just lay on the beach trying to get a tan, trying to get your color.
Right.
But at first they said your color was a curse.
Right.
Even in the Mormon church, they said being black was a curse.
Right.
That's the curse that was placed on Cain.
Christianity, they said it was the curse that was on Cain because he raped his father.
Right. So all these type of things, saying if our color was is wicked and evil and detestable and diabolical, then why are you trying to get your skin color brown and you getting skin cancer in the sun?
My apologies, Cap. That was a curse from Judaism.
Right.
My apologies.
Right.
Judaism.
You know, so your big they say we got big black lips and big noses.
Right.
We look like monkeys.
Why they
So
getting Botox?
why y'all getting Botox? They have deceived you. They made you hate yourself, so therefore they can compete with you.
Right.
We don't understand. That's because we don't visualize nothing. We don't understand because you're reactive.
Right.
That's right.
You just react to anything, and they understand that. So they say the other nation, this they mentality. We can defeat them if we just come with a game plan, because they don't have none.
Right.
As a nation, they have no culture. They have nothing. Only thing we have to come to them is with a game plan, and a plot, and a scheme, and we just have to stick to it. And if we stick to it, we'll just them every time.
That's heavy, Cap. They've been sticking to that same system forever. That's
Right.
why, like the bishop brought out the with the I forget what it was, but the branch of everything, the WB, all
Yes, sir. Eugenics tree.
No.
the other one, I forget the name.
The Council of Relations.
Council of Relations. Y'all
Right.
remember the bishop? Just
Right. Yes, sir.
But the point I'm making is they all saying the same thing because they all on one accord. To do what? Keep you uninformed. Keep you in the mindset of I'm nothing.
Right.
At the end of the day, they're gonna stay on top and you're gonna stay where we at the bottom. You know? You got that take help.
I was gonna grab a quick preset.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Grab Lamentations 4:17. 17 and 18. Because this is what it boils down to. We don't look and really take a hard look at who it is we're dealing with. You know, our people hate reality. They hate the truth.
Bring it out.
They hate hearing what the Most High has to say.
Because they been as they say, lullaby or rock to sleep
Constantly.
in this captivity,
Mm-hmm.
lost in the sauce. Like you think that this is your rest when you make it here in America, the American dream. All these are lies, y'all.
Exactly.
All these
Vanity.
are lies, a false narrative of life, of true life. The true narrative of it is our brother Ahmad just running, jogging, and just got shot. That's the true narrative of this whole story of America, of the whole world as a whole.
That's why they so quick to want us to go back to work, because they know if you leave Negroes alone long enough, they will search out. The spirit is nosy.
Right. They don't want us to be idle, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
We got a nosy spirit. We're gonna look for things. That's it's in us, because after slavery, what did? We learned a whole bunch of languages. We was reading books, we was doing all these different things after slavery. They don't want that to happen because they see that, they know that pattern. Leave them alone long enough and they gonna find out the truth.
We got to keep them occupied
here's
with
the
work,
thing.
with the games, the sports. It's nothing going on right now. Everything's shut down. So like you're saying, their job is to keep us occupied, not being idle through their media, through all these different things, the sports, all this stuff.
Hey, don't forget, we are the salt of the earth. So when it says we are the salt of the earth is revolving, the economy, everything works because of us.
Exactly.
So if
Yes,
they
sir.
leave us alone, they can't survive without us.
That's true.
Look at what happened with Black Wall Street. When you say when we came out of slavery, what did we do? We went and built Black Wall Street.
And
we went and built Rosewood.
Yes, sir.
And it was thriving to the point of where it surpassed our enemies who had us under persecution.
And they
So
gotta
what did they
drop
have to do?
And Central Park as well.
Yes,
We
and
own
Central Park, that's
Central
right.
Park
Central
in
Park.
New York. Central Park. Central Park.
So
in New York.
So it's not that they want to replace us, but here's the thing: they can't leave us alone, because if they leave us alone, we overtake them. We surpass them, and they can't survive without us.
That's right.
Period. So they have to come deal with us. They have to come mess with us to try to keep us in control, to keep themselves afloat.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Real quick. Yes, sir. Lamentations 4:17.
The book of Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17.
So here's what it is with our people as far as what they can't see and what they're doing. Read.
As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help.
It says our eyes keep failing us for vain help. Meaning what? We're looking somewhere and nothing is coming to pass. We've tried economics, we've tried education, we have tried the so-called Christianity, religions, Seventh-day Adventists, Muslims, whatever. You have tried all of it, and it is in vanity, meaning what? It's for naught. Read.
Hey, I was saying
yes,
as
sir.
well, we because went to Isaiah showing you that we looking for what? Change.
Exactly.
Didn't Obama say he got change for us?
It's
hope.
The
where's that? Why the change in the hope at?
He threw the change in a cup and hid it.
Kept moving on. Right. Makes no sense.
Read.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Now remember what the Most High told you. It told you these other nations' souls are not upright.
Right.
He tells you that those that hate you shall be the ones that reign over you.
That's right.
But here is Israel turning around saying that what? We're going to look to this nation to save us, not understanding that this nation hates you.
Right.
They show you how they feel about you when they shoot you down in the streets. I was just reading an article this morning in North Carolina. There was a young 15-year-old boy at his house playing video games. An armed mob came.
Oh, yeah, they just brought that out on.
Yeah. I was just reading about it. They came to the house and opened up, knocking on the door, trying to get into the door, and come to find wrong person, wrong identity, and the so-called girl that they was missing for actually ran away from the house.
That's Esau,
but
man.
they were ready to persecute. There was reports of AR-15s, shotguns, handguns.
That's the lynch mob,
and a police officer there. So they're showing you, these other nations
off duty
are showing you how much they care about you. We hate you so much that we want to pull you out of your home and kill you for suspicion.
But that's
Rosewood.
Our people have
You
to
just
wake
said it.
up. They have to wake up to see this, though, man.
We help them wake up.
Help them up.
Can you read it again?
The book of Lamentations chapter
Go
4
ahead.
and verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Right. Just going back to what the author was bringing now, we have to see these things. We have to be more proactive. We have to have a level of threat as a nation, a threat assessment. Right. Like, where are we at? And I was just sitting back as the captain was going on. I was just sitting back writing, because what our people have to do, utilize the tools that you learn in these learning institutions and bring it back to help your people.
That's right.
On how to govern, because everything is about numbers and data and percentage.
Hey, I'm sorry. That's that movie Bishop always talk about. The spook that sit by the
spook that sat by the door.
That's it.
Right. So these are the things that we have to be mindful of, because everything is done by chart, data, how you represent whatever cause that you are trying to detect. And so as a nation, we got to understand the threat assessment, the level, the danger that we're in. So just give you because every time Esau, you in his schools, his learning institutions, you do a presentation or you do an informal, anything that you do, they always say use data, use dates, use numbers. They bring the relevance to it. They bring the how I want to say it give it credibility.
Right, the authenticity of
it. Right there, how he broke it down. So the chart also is able to give you a visibility of you can track the pattern. So it's kind of like the minority report. You try to stop something before it get there. That's what the graph and line chart is really for. when big companies use. What was the inventory? Last year. How can we do better? How can we increase our sales? Right. How can we how I want to say I forgot what they call it in business. It'll come back to me. Analyze that too, but it's something how you able to up your sales. They call it up sales. To where we sold one pen. So we known for selling pens. So how can we bring something else to upsells, to upsell our customers, the returning customers? So when a person come buy a pen, so now let's sell notebooks. That's how big companies think. That's how they grow. That's how they elevate. So how they do it? They do it by charts and numbers and data. So I was just sitting back here thinking of a depth chart. A depth chart, data, patterns, things like that. They have the product in the year. So if you look at this is a line, just me just doing a line chart. If they can see it, they can't see it.
See that. Yeah, get a little closer here. Let me take a look at that.
Don't have to put just show, make sure they see the line. They have to go all other stuff. Can they see it?
No, it's out of focus. They ain't gonna be able to see it. It's kind of out of focus.
Okay, just give them a line chart.
Just pull up a
just pull up a.
Give me that. Just
pull up a graph or like a line graph or something.
Just if you can find a line chart. No, that's okay. That's okay. An example. Just an example. Just an example. To evaluate, to track the pattern, and also the right there, yeah. So that right there gives you a time span that represent, you know what I mean, the direction that you're going. Either you hit your increase it to your apex, and then you decrease it from the apex. Your apex is your highest point. So the line graph, which you see this all the time. You see marketing, you see business meeting, you see this at school. All these type of things are pretty much is time span, how you can track things to gauge or monitor where you're at. You know what I'm saying?
Everything based around this.
Everything is based on numbers and data.
That's it.
So you got some numbers and data for us.
Right.
For Israel.
Right. So that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, you see the first line? Matter of fact, look at the is that wildlife population?
It says wildlife population on
Click on that
chart.
Look at the blue one. You can't just click on the picture, on the image.
Just make it bigger.
Yeah. Not the one. The other one. Say wildlife population.
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
Yeah,
that should be good. If they can see that, look at the red is decreasing. As time go, as the time span, that's what they mean by time span. The time is at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's pretty much a forecast. So the red is decreasing. You understand? As time goes by. The blue, as time go by, is increasing. You see that? So now we are the blue. When I'm using we are the blue. So the blue is this is a death chart. This is not a wildlife chart. This is us innocently getting put to death.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Getting shot by police and getting choked out. Drugs in our, lead poisoning in our water. All these type of things as a death chart as a nation. All these opponents are coming, attacking us from outside and coming within, destroying us as a nation. So that's what I say. We got to understand the nation threat assessment chart, death chart. So if you look at it, on the left hand side, it say 0, 20, 40, 60. You can replace those with names. You can put Trayvon Martin. You can put Mike Brown. You can put Castile. You can put the brother who was trying to save the young man, the mentally ill individual. He lay on the ground with his hands up, and they shot him on the ground. They say he looked like a threat. Or when the woman shot the guy when her husband was a pilot in the helicopter, said he looked dangerous. And they remember that in Fort Worth where we went in Oklahoma. I mean, it was Oklahoma. Remember we went to Oklahoma?
Right,
yeah. They just shot the brother. He got his car. They told him to back, and they shot him and killed him.
Right.
And then the woman shot him and killed him. And then her husband, who was a pilot on the helicopter, who was zooming in, he said the guy looked like a threat. He looked dangerous. How he look like dangerous? He's back and following your commands. Brooklyn, the brother choked out. Eric Garner. The man shot in front of his wife and his child in the car, reaching for his identification. Flando, okay. Who else?
It was a couple where they said the police officer jumped on the hood of the car and just unloaded into the car. I forget that one. It was a few years back.
That too. The brother that was in the city that was running away from the in the residential neighborhood, running away from police. They shot him in the back, killed him.
Right, I remember that one. Right.
What about the brother who just died, who was in the house eating his ice cream? They blew him away. The woman blew him away.
Right.
What a judge gave her a Bible, and the bailiff stroked the ego.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah,
right. Okay. What about the mother in Forward that was shot through the window, playing with her son with video game?
Right. The nephew there.
All these things, it shows you in the blue.
Bring it out, Cap.
We are in the blue. The line, it's not decreasing. It haven't even hit its apex yet. It's still rising. So it's not stopping. So if we use a graph, how Esau used it, and play with numbers and data, we are doomed.
Right.
Esau is about to remember his nature. It's just about to start openly killing you.
Right. Hey, Cap, they worried about population control and the vaccine. We getting vaccinated by 9mm on the street daily.
Right. So if the chart, you know what the chart is for? It can help you to be proactive. And when you proactive, it give you time, give you space to make adjustments, to create to plot, to scheme,
right?
To say, how can we get these numbers down? How can you get the numbers down when you don't even acknowledge that your numbers on the rise?
Right, right.
You're on the rise.
Israel is not looking at it saying we're steady getting shot down in the streets and it's increasing.
Right.
They're too busy being sidetracked about a stimulus check.
Right.
Or
right.
with the paycheck program protection. They're too busy being distracted in that to see the violence that's going on. Like you say, the vaccine is that 9mm. You getting shot in the streets.
Right.
You're worried about a vaccine from a doctor. They're giving you a shot in the street, literally taking your life. And Israel doesn't recognize it.
And Esau is he the one that has to make it known to the world, like that black people, black Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are high in everything. No matter if it's AIDS, whatever disease, we high in everything. Right. But it takes for even with the COVID stuff, it takes for Esau to have to show you that. Haven't y'all got the memo by now? Kept showing you. We continue to climb. Death for us.
That's right.
Why though?
This chart, you know what this chart say? This chart say we in a danger zone.
Right.
This chart say it's cold red. Captain
Yadon used to say DEFCON 5. We on
right.
DEFCON
That's what
level
we at.
5.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We under attack. You being purged. Ring the alarm.
For real.
Matter of fact, let's get what's that? Isaiah 63. Let me find it. I'm sorry. Isaiah 62:6.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, shall never hold their peace day nor night. Yet ye that make mention of the Lord keep not silence.
Right. That's why we're not keeping silent, because we are heading to Death Valley.
Right.
Like your boy Pac say, we keep this rate going up, it's death around the corner. Death will be meeting you soon.
Yeah, literally.
Percentages. We got, everything you got. That's how we got to come at Esau. We got to come with graphs. We got to come with data. We got to come with pattern. We got to come with time spans, time lapse. All these type of things to show our people that it's critical, because that's why we have images on the streets, because our we are visual people.
Right.
But that's why Esau, we just cry out with not like I said, we don't be proactive. We don't try. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no structure. Like I said earlier, the other nations come with structure. They come with a game plan,
a strategy
on how they gonna overthrow you. We don't have no structure. We can go in off our emotions.
And that's just like what the bishops and deacons and captains were talking about on Patient Saint today about the marching, this, that, and the third. Like they doing a 2 whatever mile for both them. I mean, not both them, but Ahmaud Arbery. Like, what after that? We have no game plan. It's just something vain. Somebody help us. Look what happened to our brother. That's it. Like, we go back to us. We go back asleep.
Like they say, we don't have a entry strategy, and we damn sure don't have an exit strategy.
Right.
We're just gonna get there and whatever. We're gonna just cry loud and just cuss people out and just like, you know what? I got it off my chest.
I'm good.
I let them know. I let them know.
Right.
They seen me. They felt me.
Right.
They heard me.
That's that vicious circle. We get shot down. We get killed in the streets. We get rallied up to go do a march. From the march is to the club, to the after party, to back to normal, to where you get shot back down.
Nah. Then it's back to killing each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yes.
Then it's back to killing each other.
Right.
Then back to selling drugs to one another. Then it's back to robbing each other. Then it's back to you don't know me. Then it's back to the courthouse, child support.
Right.
You know,
real life.
I don't like Tyrone.
Right.
So how can I make Tyrone life miserable? Because he don't want to be with me. He found somebody else and he moved on. How can I beat up his side chick?
Right.
That's what we go back to. I'm sorry, I was a lie. You go ahead.
No, everything you said was on point, Cap. I mean, you think about what happening with the brother Ahmaud Arbery. Why ain't nobody having the same zeal for the Merlin brother that was shot by his own people, and they still ain't found the brother and the father that committed the murder? Why nobody going out of their way for him? But when somebody of another race shoot us down, we go out our way to tell them to stop killing us. Why we won't tell Pookie to stop killing us? Why we won't tell Ray Ray to stop killing us? Why we won't tell Shaniqua to stop trying to fight Shaquisha in the street and killing her?
Right.
But we quick to tell the white man, please don't shoot. I'm watching a video last night. The brother talking about, why you shooting us? Why you shooting us? Why you won't say that to Pookie and Ray Ray? You know what I'm saying?
That's them codes Cap was talking about, bro.
Right.
We can't break the street code.
No.
We break the street codes.
Right.
You know, that's their mindset, man. You know, our people, we got to come out of this, man. We have to come out of this. To Deuteronomy 9 and 20 and 17. Hold on, let me look. We got to come out this mindset, man. Like, for real. All it is hating one another. 9 and start at 7.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9 and verse 7. Remember and forget not. Remember and forget not how thou provokest the Lord thy God to wrath in the wilderness, from the day that thou didst depart out of the land of Egypt until ye came unto this place. Ye have been rebellious against the Lord.
You know what the Most High say? Like, this is the mindset that we're in from then in Egypt, that coming out of Egypt, to this Egypt. The same mindset. We're rebelling against who? The Most High. All these things are ordained of Him, but yet we want kumbaya. We want all nations coming together to do what? To be one. One nation under God.
Right.
That's the mindset of our people. And every time the Most High, that's why we back in this captivity again. Because we don't get it. We don't get it. We continue to seek and join to these other nations, but they our detriment. They our demise. That's Cap was talking about the death rate, this true death coming. You gonna be put to death, everlasting death, torment. That's what you gonna be in, because you continue to seek after these nations that hate you. Keep reading.
And I was gonna say they didn't just start hunting us either. They've been hunting us for thousands of years.
Forever. There's nothing new under the sun.
Verse 8. Also in Horeb ye provoked the Lord to wrath,
We've been pissing the Most High off forever. Go ahead.
So that the Lord was angry with you to have destroyed you. When I was gone up into the mount to receive the tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant which the Lord made with you, then I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights.
So the Most High gave Moses the commandments to give to who? Israel. Israel. But you want to bring in the strangers to say, hey, y'all can be with us.
Right.
But now you fighting to be with the damn strangers today. Go ahead.
I neither did eat bread nor drink water, and the Lord delivered unto me 2 tables of stone written with the finger of God.
You was fasting. Go ahead.
And on them was written according to all the words which the Lord spake with you in the mount out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. And it came to pass at the end of the 40 days and of 40 nights that the Lord gave me 2 tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant. And the Lord said unto me, Arise, get thee down quickly from hence, for thy people which thou hast brought forth out of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They are quickly turned aside out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten image.
So bring it up to today. Our people have pushed and they think that they're worshiping God by going to church on Sunday. All these things go back to your oppressor, the thing that you taught of them. And that molten image today is the white man. It's Esau. That's your God today. Sijabo, right? That's who you put on that pedestal to say this man has delivered us. That's why I also brought the precept out of Lamentation. This man is going to help us. This nation will bring us back and take us out of poverty if we vote for this person and that person. Nothing has changed. Nothing has helped our people. Nobody that you voted for have helped a parish, a county, none of that stuff. Your governors, your mayors, none of these people have helped you, especially not the president. None of these branches of government have helped you, but you still run to them for help. The only being, the Most High God, our Father, he's the only one that's going to help us out of this situation. The only one.
Verse 13. Furthermore, the Lord spake unto me, saying, I have seen the people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Let me alone.
That's it. You say, the Most High say, behold, I have seen this people. All the way back from Genesis. We wanted to rebel and do our own thing. All right. Adam and Eve. We was rebellious and disobedient from the beginning.
Right.
Read verse 24.
Verse 24. Ye have been rebellious against the Lord from the day I knew you.
Since the Most High chose Israel, since he created us, we've been rebelling against him, seeking and running after other nations. Why? You haven't got the memo that the Most High God is against the other nations, but he's for you. He said, I will be an enemy to your enemies, an adversary to your adversaries, but we run it to be part of the adversaries, to fight against God. So you're going to be on the opposite side when Christ comes back, being put to death. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to give Israel the memo. Because you said they didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo. Okay. I want to give them the memo. Let's see what the Most High said on it. Joshua chapter 23 and start at verse 11. Let's get the memo of what the Most High said concerning dealing with these other nations. Okay, real quick, get that. Joshua 23 started verse 11. Let's get the memo. Let's see what the Most High said about Israel dealing with these other nations. Read.
The book of Joshua chapter 23 and verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Take good heed, therefore, to yourselves, that ye love the Lord your God.
So
else,
the Most High said, take good heed. That means stop and think and consider that you love the Most High God. Okay, read. Yeah, Joshua 23:11, verse 12. Read.
Else, if you do in any wise go back and cleave to the remnant of these nations, even these,
if you go back and go cleave to these other nations, you go dealing with these other nations, you go looking to these other nations for answers. You are trusting in the governments. You are trusting in their oppressions. You are trusting in their politics.
Right.
You're trusting in their education system. So if you go back and cleave to these other nations, read.
Even these that remain among you.
Even these that remain among you, Moab and Ammon, Chinese, Japanese, read.
And shall make marriages with them.
And shall do what?
And shall make marriages with them.
Just like you said, he had a rapper that just married one of them, right?
Yeah.
You see our women steady dealing with their men and vice versa. I see some of the men dealing with the Edomites and everything else.
All them nations.
Yeah, dealing with these other nations. Read.
And go in unto them.
Read.
And they to you.
And they to you.
Know for a certainty.
Know for a surety, a certainty. Know for thou. Don't even think opposite of it. Know for a fact that what?
That the Lord your God would no more drive out any of these nations from before you.
So the Most High is saying, if you go dealing with these other nations that I told you don't deal with, know for a fact, I'm not going to take them away from you. Read.
But they shall be snares and traps unto you.
They shall be what?
Snares and traps unto you.
These other nations that you steady look for answers and solutions, the Most High is telling you, because you are looking for that from them, they're going to be snares and traps unto you.
That's right. That's right.
You've been put in a trick bag.
And scourges in your sides.
Scourges in your sides.
And thorns in your eyes.
There's going to be a pain in your side. They're going to cause you sorrow. Read.
And thorns in your eyes until ye perish from off this good land which the Lord your God hath given you.
Until they have destroyed you. That's what's going on. That's the message from the Most High. Dealing with these other nations, looking up to these other nations, trusting in their oppression system.
Right. And that's I wanted to get there. You kind of jumped in there, but that's cool.
Yes, sir. Yes.
At the end of the day, we go touch back on that, because it's going into the marriages. It's going into the mindset of our people. But before we get to the marriages, let's go to 1 Samuel 15 and 1. Because it's the what's the word I'm looking for? It's the reverence, or it's the what's the word I'm looking for? Us befriending these other nations. All right. This is going back into our downfall, our detriment. All right. Us not looking to us as a nation, but us not following and obeying the Most High commandment, because he told us to destroy them, the other nations. But we chose to do our own thing. That's what it's bringing it up to today. We choose to continue to do our own thing in accepting them, in bringing them in to make that league, to make that confederacy with them. It's our detriment all the time, even to today. Nothing has changed. It's nothing new under the sun. All right, read that.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15 and verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore, hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord.
So the Most High is for the talk through Samuel to tell Saul something, the instructions. But we don't like to follow instructions. We like to think of our own accord, as Proverbs, 3 and 5. Right. You know, our vain imagination to think that I know better than the Lord. I know something the Lord don't know. Really? He created you as a nation. He created them as a nation. He know what he created. He know they wicked, evil as hell. Because he created them.
Jake said, I'm going to love the wickedness out of Esau.
Yeah.
I'm going to love the wickedness out of him. I'm going to suck it out of him.
Right. That's our people. That's our people. You think you can change the spirit that the Most High put in this man, in this nation? This he put that sheep-like mentality in you to be able to follow the Most High, but in turn, we following the other nations. Yo, go ahead.
Suck it up like soup.
Okay. Do you look like? Go ahead.
Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel.
So the Most High didn't forget. He didn't forget Amalek. He didn't forget Esau. What he did to the children of Israel. Well, we forget so easily, Cap. Don't we forget, officers?
Yes, sir.
It's 10 years later. He got to remind us now of what I keep forgetting these brothers' names, but the brother just got shot.
Ahmaud
Arbery.
Just said bro got shot in Georgia.
Yeah, got shot in Georgia. Yeah, it's easy. But
Can
you just got to keep reminding us year after year.
One thing with our people, man, and I'm glad you're using this because it was something that I was meditating on throughout the week. It's like us dealing with the other nation is like a toxic marriage, a toxic relationship with a boyfriend and a girlfriend. You know, you tell your young sister when you was in the world that man is no good for you. You know what I'm saying? And she still deal with him because she yet to see the danger of this individual, the irresponsibility of this individual, of this mate, of this individual. So that's the same thing that when it comes to dealing with our people, we try to tell them about Esau and dealing with the other nations, the danger, the toxic relationship that you guys are in. This man means you no good. The nation means you no good. They take advantage of you.
Right.
You constantly crying. You constantly mourning. You constantly crying out to the Most High. You constantly saying of the mistreatment, the toxic relationship.
Right.
You know, and one thing that we do, we rather sacrifice hypothetically love versus real hate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, the other nations, not all of them are bad, but the ones that are bad are putting all us to death.
Right.
So that's that hypothetically love. Oh, it's some good ones out there. The other nations are good that I work with, that I go to school with.
Right.
You know, I have them. They marry my brother and my family because you haven't seen Esau with his mask. You never see Esau unrevealed.
Right.
Unveiled yet. You know, because right now it's showing you how Esau is finna unveil because everything a system was created and tailor-made for them. Right. So why do they have to misbehave? But now when everything is every man for himself and it's a virus out there that have really no racism, no matter who it hit, you know, it's gonna hit you. If somebody cough when you got it.
Right.
So when it comes to things when Esau start to be affected, then that urn will begin to rust.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? It was just everything was in this good nature. You know what I mean? How I want to say it. Everything was smooth sailing. But what about when you hit the rocky waves? Then Esau gonna really reveal who he really is.
Right.
And that's what right now it's a panic. Everybody is panicking right now. Everybody is panicking. Everybody's spirits about to be revealed.
Right.
So all this old hypothetically love versus the real hate, because the real hate is they putting you to death. That's the real.
Right.
That's real.
Right.
You rather sacrifice real hate for hypothetically love. Something hypothetically, it's not real. It's a possibility. Right. It's a fairy tale. Right. It can go into those categories. But real hate, they are showing you that. But you rather settle for hypothetically love.
Okay. It's funny you mentioned that COVID-19 because, like you said, when it first came out, it was for everybody. But Esau showing his true nature because he did what? He took it back into the lab, and now he has it targeting Israel. So when they first released it, they really couldn't control it. It's affecting them more than it was affecting us. So he showed his true nature. He revealed himself. No, let me take this. Let me see if I can get it to target to kill more of you than of us.
But our people don't see that though.
They
don't see the like Cap. Like all this is in our face, but we don't see it.
What you gonna do?
They ain't gonna do nothing.
Nothing, and act like that they don't just substitute hypothetically love.
Right?
Can I pull a precept?
Yeah, hypothetically.
Right. Wisdom Solomon. I want two precepts. Wisdom Solomon 3:11. This is that hypothetically love. The hypothetically love is voting politicians, right, and that it's going to be an individual that's going to come and save the day. Guess what? They haven't saved the day yet.
At all.
In your numbers, the death chart is still on the rise.
Right.
You in cold red. They ring the alarm. So when are your savior going to come that you put all your trust into? You definitely put your trust in the Most High.
At all.
You ain't understand the Bible. You think God love everybody. You think Christ came and died for everybody. If Christ came and died for everybody, then why they don't believe that? Why your oppressors don't believe that?
Right.
Because when your oppressors put you in captivity, it was long after John 3:16.
Our oppressors are about facts. as Bishop brought out with that book, they know you the one still want to believe and trust in the damn fairy tale of lies. Yeah, hypothetical love. Hypothetically, you screwed up.
Hypothetically, you gone off.
All the way off.
You about to hypothetically tell me that you about to be completely destroyed.
Right. Hypothetically.
My thing is like this also too. When they say love your oppressor, love your enemy. You know me. Forget how I go. Matthew 5. Forgive your enemy.
I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that persecute you and
right.
hate you.
Right. Esau will use that to our people to molestate our people's mind.
Right. Right.
So they will use that. So we never stop to think and say, why? Because this is what Esau used. Because he considered himself as the enemy that you have to forgive him for what he done to you.
Right.
But why you even being an enemy? Why you decide to be an enemy?
Right. Who gave you that role?
Right. Why you decide to be an enemy instead of a brother?
Right.
Why should I have to? Why should I have to forgive you? Why even perpetrate the act for me to forgive you?
Right. Now I gotta fight for your love.
Right. So these are the things that we are being destroyed. We don't even think about. Right. So read on. Read that on Wisdom of Solomon 3:11.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 11. For whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
You see that? It say if you despise wisdom, you don't pay heed to instructions. You understand that? Nurturing through the words of God. Why these things are happening to you? And you don't bethink yourself in the land of your captivity and say why we are afflicted and being put to death and persecuted. You don't seek those answers. And you say, you know what? We're going to try to start voting. All your labor is in vain. It goes back to what the officer brought out for us, Lamentation 4:17. Your hope is vain. No president is on the same level as God. If God put you in a predicament, only God could get you out of this predicament.
That's right.
And that's what our people fail to realize, because you have to be taught all over again.
That's right.
And say, who is God? Why did God do it? And if God did this to us, how can we remove this curse from being on top of us and destroying us, consuming us? These are questions that you have to ask as a people.
That's right.
As a nation.
That's the true question.
That's the true question. Not if you're a Democrat.
Right. Republican.
Or Republican.
Liberal.
Not as that. No. What religion? You a 5%er?
Right.
You into sorcery? Right. What sorcery? That's why it don't make sense in your witchcraft and your wizardry. What type of witchcraft or wizardry that you use when using on slave ships?
Right.
You didn't use anything. What was your 5% knowledge when you was on the slave ships? These things are not going to help you, but we can show you, thus said the Lord, where you come from, why you was in this position, and what's going to get you out of that hellhole.
Right.
What got you on this? Basically, what I'm saying is, what picked you up from your land and what put you on those slave ships and what got you in the land of your captivity and what's going to deliver you from the land of your captivity. Right. We can teach you that until you find something else that can debunk that, what you want. Just be quiet and follow along, because everything else you're doing is to your detriment. It's vain.
Right.
Everything that you put your whole basketball, we got to get our money. We got own real estate. No, they're gonna come and tell you had land. They came and took your land
forcibly with guns and
they took your land. So what you talking about getting real estate?
And the Most High gave you this land. You ain't buy this land. You came over here, never were mankind dwelt, and gave you this land, and they came and took it.
Micah 2:1.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, that probably missed you. Okay, so now you say we got to come together collectively and vote our oppression away.
Right.
Guess what? When the conquistadors came over here, you know what the couple things they done built. You know the first two things they built was courtyards and churches.
Right.
So it was a court system that was there that was dealing with all voting and everything, and they all voted on one consent to put your black blood in slavery.
Right.
Yeah. Which plantation you want to go today to? You can vote on it.
Right. Scientific oppression.
Right.
If you want to be educated, scientific oppression, you want to believe in science and Scientologists and things of that nature, they came with scientific oppression.
Right.
Saying these people are made to be slaves. You talking about voting again? Thomas Jefferson, he said they meant to be slaves. They have a high tolerance for pain.
Right.
That's what your president said. You don't know what these people think in the back of their mind, their spirit that was created in them, because you have no structure. Right. You don't know where you're going. That's why you're the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's right.
But the Bible says, it say their works are unprofitable. All your marches, everything that you do is unprofitable.
Right.
All your petitions is unprofitable. All your voting is unprofitable. Everything is unprofitable that you're doing if it's not thus said the Lord.
That's right.
This is what the Most High want for you. One more precept. 2 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 9. This is what the Most High want for us. The Most High don't care about how you sound like you're Edomite.
Right.
Because you think that's going to stop oppression. The more we sound like Edomites, the better we off. You got damn Moabites don't know how to speak a lick of English, and they pass you. So it's not about language. It's not how well you speak. What are you talking about? They playing games on you. You're not even paying attention because you don't care. Right. Because you simple and you believe every word that your slave master tell you. It's high time to wake out of deep sleep, Israel. Right. Y'all sleeping, y'all snoring. Y'all keep, I don't know if y'all hitting a snooze button, y'all in a deep sleep. Y'all ain't hear the alarm clock. You know that deep sleep.
In that deep sleep.
You know that deep sleep, like, I ain't hear the alarm clock.
I ain't even here. I'm late for work.
I'm late.
You late to wake up.
You get up, start sweating, and you don't even brush your teeth, and then you go straight to work.
Maybe we give everybody that purge alarm, like off that movie where they went through and just had that alarm going through when it was time to purge. Maybe Israel will wake up then. Start playing the purge alarm on them. Everything they do.
Lord's will. Lord's will. So everything that you do, Israel, all your hope is vain. The way you thinking, the way you strategizing, the way you putting things together for as you got your Umar Johnsons talking about building up an education system. That's vain. That's vain imagination.
Right.
That's vain. You got Jay Morrison talking about buying houses and real estate. That's vain.
Right.
That's vain. That's vain imaginations. And in the works, you start to put all your time and devotion into that.
Right.
That's your works. And it says it's going to be unprofitable.
Right.
Remember what Deuteronomy 28:68 said. No man going to save you. Only one's going to save you is Christ.
That's right.
That's what you fail to realize. All these different doctrines and ideologies, philosophy that man, your brothers, empty, come up with. You're going to run to a dead end because your hope is Christ. That's what you fail to realize. Go ahead.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 9. Now I rejoice, not that ye were made sorry, but that ye sorrowed to repentance. For ye were made sorry after a godly manner, that ye might receive damage by us in nothing.
You see that? So it's he's not rejoicing, you know what I mean, in the that you made sorry, because when we go out there and correct our people and saying we're in captivity, you know the first thing they say, you in captivity too, nigga. What about you? You want some money? You ain't got no job. That's why you mad. No, we not coming. We not rejoicing in your oppression. We trying to get you to see it.
Right.
We not happy about that. We have to bring this out to our people. We not. It's not satisfying our spirit.
Right. The condition our people.
Right. So when our people look at it, when we talk about their sins and how they how it's destroying us as a nation, the first thing they say, you don't see it? You don't see it? No, we're not doing it because of that. Yes, we sin if I do fall off and commit sin, and if you still in the midst of sin, the judgment still applies. Right. They think because they can point that you in the midst of sin, that it gives them it exempts them that they continue to sin. No, I'm just a messenger.
Right.
And once the message, like we read it, the men of the prophet, his job was to give the message and go.
That's it.
That's his job. To activate it. And that's what we hear. We just hit the streets to activate, so you have no cloak for your sins.
Right.
That's our job.
Right.
To give you the opportunity to repent, so you can't say that nobody didn't tell me nothing. Right. I didn't know nothing. because Most High gonna reveal it and rewind the tape and say, remember them probably told you that? You said no to go to hell? Yeah, that was your opportunity right there. So shut up, you go to hell. Go ahead.
Verse 10. For godly sorrow worketh repentance, salvation, not to be repented of. But the sorrow of the world worketh death.
You see that? So it's a godly sorrow work repentance. You know, even a lot of brothers and sisters come in as truth, they don't understand godly sorrow. They don't understand it to where when the scriptures tell you in Corinthians 5, it tells you should cast one to Satan. So they can, what you're doing, you making them feel godly sorrow to say, you know what? Because sometimes when you take something from somebody, then that's when they acknowledge that they are wrong and say, I got to fix it.
Right.
But you cast one out to Satan. That means you let the world deal with them. They excommunicated from the body. That's what it means. But then you have brothers and sisters are still reaching out to them, and you are interfering with that godly sorrow.
Right. You're enabling them to continue in their sins.
Right. So that's what's going on. Where they had to feel that godly sorrow to where it works repentance, not the read again.
For godly sorrow worketh repentance to salvation, not to be repented of.
You see, not to feel bad like you kick a brother out for committing adultery or fornication, or he's a brawler, or he's causing havoc in the body, and you cast one out to Satan or pretty much suspend him. And then you got brothers say that's wrong, that ain't right. But that suspension is for the brother to get his mind right.
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 And then guess what he's going to do? He's going to come back better. He's going to repent. And that's going to create the opportunity for him to have salvation.
That's right.
But if you let him continue to be in the midst of his wickedness, you've been an enabler and you are destroying your brother and you don't love him.
That's right.
According to Leviticus 19.
Right.
So you got correction. You got to correct that brother to where he can know to get on the right path so he can reach salvation. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 11. For behold, this selfsame thing that
you stop. Go back in. That's the second half of it.
Yes, sir.
But
the sorrow of the world worketh death.
You see that? But the sorrow of the world. Why God we just gotta love everybody. Why you being mean to your brother? Why you do him like that? Christ is all love.
We all human beings.
We all human beings.
Oh, that's we
bleed it. Yeah.
We are the world.
Exactly. So everything you supposed to just be love, but you go home and beat your damn child. What if your child tell you that? Why you just don't? With God, Christ is love. Christ don't whoop me. If Christ was here, he won't whoop me. That's not Christ-like, mama. And you'll beat him again.
Right.
Because you feel like he insulting your intelligence.
Right.
And that's how when you brothers and sisters come here and talk to us about correction and judgment, because you don't know judgment. You don't know correction. You remember you don't understand Leviticus 1. You've been practicing no snitching. Remember?
Right.
You've been practicing beating and destroying your people and handling justice the way you want to handle it, by beating and destroying your people.
And they've been practicing, let's go vote for it. The Most High won't vote. The Most High have laws, statutes, commandments set up. When you break those, this is the judgment for that.
Right. Read that last one more time. I got another point I want to bring out of that.
But the sorrow of the world worketh death.
What is the sorrow of the world? The sorrow of the world is your HIV, your marches.
Right.
We got to march. No, stop having sex. Preach marriage.
Right.
That's what you got to the slut march. The slut march.
Slut march, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, don't do that. What about have what guys are painting their fingernails, which I know is an underlying agenda to it. They paint their fingernails and talking about it's for child molestation. You know, with children that's been like that's been targeted.
Right.
That
sounds itself.
Painting your fingers for.
Hey, y'all don't see these people.
That don't
you know what I mean?
make no
Painting their
sense. They're doing
finger,
a lot. Well, I ain't see that.
these guys, a lot of guys are painting.
Something new.
That's what it is.
I
Like, you
ain't
got
seen
Brad Pitt doing it. You got a lot. You got a lot of Jake doing it. A lot of Jake doing it now. A lot of young Jake males doing. But that's why I say it have to be an underlying agenda. You know what I'm saying? Because the rock and roll people been doing it forever, and they was devil works. I know they want to sacrifice children.
Yeah, emo children. I mean, emo kids and stuff like that. Painting their fingernails
that
black.
was just something that I looked up, and I was just like, that is a lie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but what about the scripture say be fathers to the be a father to the fatherless? What about a father, you know what I mean, prove sister, and then that becomes your wife, and then that becomes the mother of your children, and y'all live happy ever after? See, these type of things right here, that's what the world say is sorrow.
Right.
No, that's not. That's not true. The LGBT marches, the rainbow, they march talking about for equal rights.
Right.
That's the world's sorrow, not godly sorrow.
Right. Because the Most High told you, man and man, woman and woman, that's abomination.
Right.
So why are you putting that on the same playing field, or to be accepted of everybody? It's not.
Right.
Most High hate it.
Right.
He don't value that. You're
Right.
doing something that's abominable to him.
Right. And what they say, the slush march, is for women who've been shamed. So
Right,
they have
right.
so they walk around nude,
Right. Yeah. Topless,
naked,
right?
topless. You topless. You know what I'm saying? You know, come on now. What is that going to prove but making somebody horny?
It don't. Right. It don't make it. Like,
That's just the temptation is elevating, and it's going to be sex at the end of at the end of the march.
yeah. Pretty much. Right.
And what about the LGBT march talking about for the homosexuality individuals? I mean, individuals that condone homosexuality, they are being mistreated and being I want to say it, ostracized, being beaten, being attacked, and things like that, and also having diseases.
Right. Right. Right.
If you wasn't into that act, then these diseases won't come about.
Right. That's the cause of
Right.
the you know.
Hey, Cap, can I say something on that? If that was the true nature of that festival, then what we have seen the last couple of years would not be part of it. They come out there dressed in thongs. They come out there dressed, men dressed in women's type
Apparel,
clothing.
right.
They bodies hanging all out.
Dresses,
Yeah,
They got
The-
painted body paint.
right. The women that have been gone through the transition phase, you can see them there with their shirt off, and they done got. You can see the marks where they got the surgery to have their breasts removed to be more manly. If that was the reason for that march, we wouldn't see those things. If they wanted to be accepted, so is that how you normally dress when you go to your job, with a thong
Hell
on
no.
and fairy wings and stuff like that? That's not how you dress on a regular
Red, white,
basis.
blue everywhere.
Yeah,
fairy
they
wings,
had
yeah.
fairy wings and angel
They
wings.
look-
A man in a thong with some high heel boots.
Hey, no, I don't want
Little
to call
Tinkerbell.
that.
And it's the thing, when we went out there to teach, these individuals that had that spirit, that's why I say that's a dangerous spirit when you read in Romans 125 on
Right.
down. It just show you the spirits that
Levels,
is
right.
the soldier demons in it, and high level ranking demons, that comes with that type of spirit, because these individuals they say they want peace, but they the more aggressive ones.
Exactly.
That's right.
Anybody who say anything that's opposite
Right.
of their philosophy, they're gonna be aggressive.
Especially
They-
Jake.
Exactly. A lot of these individuals, they are doing to other people what they say was done to them.
Right. It's
That-
like, why you got, like you saying also, why do you have to do all that? Why do you got to have a parade, a march, this, that, and the third, to protest why you're not accepted? Like us.
Right.
We Israel. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked me why I do this, that, and the third, because I don't do that. It's like I don't have to explain to you nothing. I don't have to be flamboyant or you know what I'm saying? Like go to the
Right.
extra mile to prove to you I'm just not doing that.
Right.
I'm not going to Red Lobster. I'm not, I don't have to explain these things.
Right.
It's like they have to justify themselves in the midst of them proving or what's the word I'm looking for? To be accepted, basically.
The thing is, it's another phase. It's phase that they went through. They want you to stop attacking them. That's phase one.
Right.
Phase two, they want you to what is it? Phase two is that they want you to acknowledge it.
Right.
They want you to accept it.
Right.
That's phase two. Phase three, they want you to like it. They want you to promote it.
Right. Acceptance of it. Right.
That's what they want.
Right.
So, go ahead, Cal.
That's crazy, man. I just staying and digressed to a lot of different areas. You know what I'm saying? But they all on point. You know what I'm saying? All these things is just going back to the whole class as a whole, our mindset, what we think. how we think, what's accepted to us as a people in our own mind, but what do God expect from us? What do God accept? What do the Most High accept? Let's touch on some things. Go to go back to Samuel 15. We read it? Okay. Well, you go to Maccabees 7. Because I'm showing you that the mindset of our people, as Ken bringing out, and all these things we're bringing out, is, that's my, I would look for, to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like, us being accepted of these other nations. The assimilation, like the officer talked about, right? Into these other nations. He don't want us to assimilate. He wants you to keep what you got, meaning the law, statutes, commandments, the covenant, your heritage, and let Moab, Esau ain't got no heritage. Moab, they all have a culture, whatever, in their own. Let them do them. That's what the Most High wants. All nations. That's what separated everybody. All right. So read that. First Maccabees 5 and 7 and 5.
It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 7 and verse 5. There came unto him all the wicked and ungodly men of Israel.
Wicked and ungodly men of Israel. This, like, you got to understand, like I said, have been, man is nothing new under the sun. These same spirits that was of old, that betrayed their own people, the same people that's back here today. That get involved and being assimilated to voting, to be involved and assimilated to marrying these other nations, taking on their Buddhism and Christianism and what else? Muslim, Islamism and all the isms, okay? Scientologists, all them, Jehovah's Wickedness. Go ahead.
Verse 6. My apologies. There came unto him all the wicked and ungodly men of Israel, having alchemists, who was desirous to be high priest for their captain.
So our people, when they desire to have a place of authority, a place of power, which when you really think about it, you have no power. The power, if it's true power, how did you get the power? Who gave you the power? If another man gave you the power, then that man can take it away. Esau gave you the power, but he could take that power away from you. But that's going back into their gift.
If you have power in your respective cities or states, which Jake claimed that he have power over all these cities and all these states,
right? Like,
for instance, I just heard Luke say there's a no-fly zone in Miami and Florida. You know what I'm saying? Or you got T.I. them say they're king of Atlanta, king of Georgia, all these individuals. So, okay, now let me hold you to that charge. The majority of your nation, of your people, including you probably. Matter of fact, let me ask a question. Do you believe what the cops did? I mean, I said cops. These criminals, these executors, two individuals in Georgia, do you believe what they did was right? Okay, I know you come to the conclusion that it was wrong. So now you the king of the city, do something about it. Other than that, shut your doggone mouth, man.
Right.
You just only thing you talking about you the king of is your people, and that is enough. We don't want to hear how many times you can kill Tyrone.
Right.
We don't want to hear how many females you can lay with. We don't want to hear how many children you father. We don't want to hear that how many keys you done sold. We are tired of hearing it. We got to hold a torch to everybody that's going contrary to God's word. That's everyone. Right. So if you're saying you're the king of something, okay, king, activate justice for these individuals who done this to your brother, which you believe that was wrong. Don't wait for Esau. Don't do nothing. You see what I'm saying? You see how real I can get? Now you feel like a king no more, huh?
Right, because you don't have no true power.
You don't have no true power because you start to think about life now. You start to think about your family and your children. If I kill this dude, I'm going to go to jail.
Right.
I'm going to be separated from my family. Who's going to raise my kids?
Right.
So now you more conscious. Now you have the ability to reason.
Right.
But when you have a disagreement with your brother, you have no ability to reason. And then you're going to start to enforce something that's not even yours.
Right.
That you don't have power over. You see, these are the things what's going on right here. And when you understand Alchemist, he was only going to be up under the power of the other nation, the power that they give him, that they allow him to have to rule over his people. Not him, but over his people.
Right.
Ain't no different from the Pharisees. They said the Romans going to take away our authority. Right. That's the mindset that we have. We only want authority up under another authority.
Right.
That's ignorance. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Jump to verse 21.
Verse 21. But Alchemists contended for the high priesthood, and unto him resorted all such as troubled the people, who, after they had gotten the land of Judah into their power, did much hurt in Israel.
These are people that hate their own people. That's the mindset of our people. When you reach a certain plateau or position or whatever word you want to use, to be accepted pretty much of the other nations and gave a position with no power, but you think you have power, only over your people, like Cap say. This is the mindset that our people in. Read.
Now when Judas saw all the mischief that Alchemist and his company had done among the Israelites, even above the heathen.
When we get in power, we do worse than the heathen. It said, now when Judas saw all the mischief that Alchemist and his company, so he had people with him. He had his following. He had his underlings, his flunkies that executed the same thing that he did. That same mindset, the prop priests, the Cap brought it out, the Pharisees. That's the mindset. I hate my people. That's it. All right. So from there, go to.
Can you on that verse 23? It say in his company had done among the heathen. In his company has done among the Israelites, even above the heathens. You see that? You remember back in the 60s when we was attacked by the police officers, they had the water hose, the dogs, the mistreatment of Esau when they was in law enforcement. Now fast forward today. Now look at the social distancing. When they told the brother he had no mask, he got to get back. Right. He looked like he Northern Kingdom. He probably be, Esau.
Yeah,
he looked Northern Kingdom, like he Ephraim or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was, wreaking the same havoc that the same Edomites was doing in the 60s, doing the Jim Crow.
Yep.
He had his knee on the brother's neck and could have broke it for
a mask.
And he didn't even have a mask on.
I heard you.
Right. The young brother that was shot in Indianapolis, he was shot by Jake, police officer.
Jake, police officers. They did above the heathens.
Right. Today. It's crazy, man. So let's touch on these marriages, because this is a lot of it, stems to that as well. It's been accepting the power, and as well, marriages, now your whole philosophy, your thought have to change to your counterpart. All right, let's read that Deuteronomy 73. This is a whole psychological breakdown of you not being you no more. What's the word? I can't think of the word. Basically, not saying you who you are, like for your people, just African American, all right? You are now be accepted with Edom, whatever other nation that you marry. There you go, multiculturalism. Discontinue. There you go. That's what word I'm thinking of. Go ahead, read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son, for they will turn away thy son from following me.
So The scripture's letting us know. It didn't say they might, perhaps they may, over time they will. It said, for they will turn away their heart. Well, man.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Mm-hmm. It said, they will turn away thy son, the children of Israel, from following me. Meaning me, the Most High. The commandments, all right, that govern us, that tells us not to marry the other nation. This we read. Go ahead.
That they may serve other gods.
Serve other gods. Today, as I stated earlier, the so-called white man is your God. You look to him to be your God. Once you enter into this covenant of marriage with him, for our sisters or via our brothers, you feel that you've reached the epitome of life. I'm accepted now. But no, this acceptance comes with, as Officer Karatas I brought out in Joshua, your snares and traps, your philosophies. Now this is imposed on you. Well, and you could just, your multiculturalism, but you can take it back to, well, we practice this, we eat this down south, this, that, and the third. Well, no, we're not eating it no more. We eating this, that, and the third. Like, basically, as Cap, you discontinue from what you know. And we know our people don't know the Bible, of course, but I'm just in the mindset of them discontinue from just a little they know of their upbringing.
Right. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly?
Right.
Can I say
Go
something
ahead.
on that?
Yeah.
And it's like what you said earlier, Cap. For as you was going into like for as the marriage, and when you read Genesis 6, it goes into that as well.
Right.
But I think you read in Deuteronomy, you said I like the Most High said, I've seen these people before.
Right. Yeah.
Even when you said that, he said that same thing in Numbers 32.
Right.
I've seen these people before. And what is the Most High really saying when he said I've seen these people before? The same thing you see in Deuteronomy 7 is the same thing you see in Genesis 6.
That's right.
When it's sons of God, they start to deal with the sons of men. That means they start to deal with the other nations. It wasn't talking about giants or Nephilims.
Right.
It was talking about those who was chosen of God.
Right.
And they start to see that the man was fair, and they start to sleep with the women. That's why they say they are flesh. So they like us. So therefore they start to have that mentality that we all believe the same. We all have the same flesh.
Right.
And so it's fair. It's okay. We can sleep with them.
Right.
We're not gonna die. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna die, and that's why I say they start to be mighty men, the other nations. So because our people start to even what Christ said, it's not meat to take the
bread,
the children's bread and give it to dogs.
The dogs. That's right.
And that's what we start to do when we start to sleep with the sons of men. We start to live their barbarous ways, start to accept it. And that's what is going into Deuteronomy 7 and 3.
That's right.
That your sons and your daughters will stop following me and start following other guys. Just other guys, other philosophies, other doctrines, other way of life. That's it. Yep. What they play, whatever they deem as a high deity to them. Your car can be your God.
Right.
Esau, his God is money and power and rulership. That's God. That's right. And he can teach you how, when you go up under his authority, he will teach you how to money models.
Right. That's right.
He will teach you how to strategize on making money. So they're gonna teach you everything else except is keep God's commandments. Why? Because they never was given God's commandments.
That's right. Well, they can't teach you where you erring, because you following them, you already have cast what you know, or just who you are behind you. To say, I follow this man or this woman, even to the women. Like if it's Jake man or whatever, Israelite man, and he married another nation, her beliefs are going to come into marriage as well. Those things going to be pushed upon you as well. So now you have to. That's just like what I think that was Russell Simmons, right?
Yes, sir. Russell Simmons.
The Moab wife, right? Kimora, or whatever.
Simmons,
yeah, like
baby fat.
And now he do the
yoga
and it.
Hinduism.
Meditation, all this stuff.
Yeah, Hinduism.
Foolishness, right? Hinduism.
Right. The fat dude with the belly, the
Right.
cross belly.
Right.
He worshiped Kali,
Well,
the Indian god.
The thing is, what I fail to realize, either God is a lie or you is a lie. You are a lie.
Yeah, you a lie.
And I'm gonna trust the Most High on this one. You the liar. And the reason why I say it is because God say a man go out they wits for a woman. Go out they wits for a woman.
Right.
So that's what it's talking about your sons and your daughters. Don't give them to the hands of them because they're gonna teach them to go worship other gods. Because a man is supposed to be a provider and a woman is dependent on a man. That's just in their nature. So when a man starts sees a woman that he loved that give his feelings to, he's gonna try to do any and everything to make her happy. So even if it comes with trimming your ways to seek love, you know, that's why it's difficult when you're dealing with another nation, because she's gonna come with something that's contrary to what you believe in your culture.
Right, that's it.
And because of your love for her and your love for your children, you're gonna be willing to trim your ways.
That's right.
That's why I said God is not the author of confusion. Don't even set yourself up for that confusion.
You setting yourself up for failure, because the Most High never ordained these things. Like Cap just went all the way back to Genesis, which I quoted. From the beginning, we was wicked and evil. We sought to do our own wicked inventions, and in that, you have destruction. You have changing of your mindset to the heathen mindset. All right, so let's keep going. Let's go to Tobit 4.
You marry a Becky, a Becky with what you call it, with the Edomite, the so-called American woman,
right,
that look like a Becky, blonde hair,
right,
and you an Israelite, talking about death to America. You think y'all gonna have a successful marriage?
Not at all.
She gonna have them good old boys come to your house.
Pretty much. They'll come see you.
And wait till you put your jogging pants on, go outside, start jogging, and go and pop you up.
Wow.
This is the thing. They think he was jogging in his neighborhood. You think they saw him before? I don't know my neighbors, but I know them. I see them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can identify them. They say he was jogging in his residence.
Right.
With no hoodie on, no nothing, just openly. It's a sunny day out there. They choose not to know him. They've been plotting on him, so they're going to kill him one day. Today is the day.
Right. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you. Read that.
Yep.
4 and 12. Tobit. Yeah. Well, they didn't call the problem on themselves. Because they didn't. They haven't. Y'all ain't sought out what the Most High want for us. I'm saying, and how He want us to roll. Yeah. You know, we want to roll how we want to roll. America say, hey, we at liberty to do whatever we want. I can marry Mr. Jim Bob. I can marry Shaquita. Whatever. It don't matter.
Yeah. You know? Looking up that Kimora Simmons, her father was
right.
Jake. Her mama was Moab.
Okay.
Japanese and whatever. Her father, Vernon Whitlock Jr. You got to do a little more research, but that look like Judah right there. It's a possibility. Right. It's a possibility. Yes, sir.
But that's still that first household of her daddy
right.
and the Moabite, and took on them philosophies. It's
yes,
still
sir.
the same thing, Israel.
Exactly.
Very
yes,
much,
sir.
Right. That going at Joshua was
Nehemiah.
Thank you. Nehemiah 13. You know what I'm saying? One spoke in this half of this language, so on and so forth.
Right.
It's taking on all the philosophies and cultures of that other party.
Right, because you'd have never known she would take on her mother's attributes, ways and attributes.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Right.
The Tobit chapter 4 verse 12.
Ain't got no what? Go ahead.
Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe.
I said, beware of all whoredoms. We have committed literally and spiritually whoredom with these other nations.
That's right.
So you telling me if young Jeezy married a girl from the real, that's not a real marriage?
From
the Moabite.
Yeah. Oh, the Moab.
She have a TV show called The Real.
Oh, I don't know about
they
that.
They all on a TV show.
Okay,
Bunch
wow.
of confusion.
Yeah.
Beauty shop on live.
Right.
Beauty shop on live TV.
Right.
So you telling me if Jeezy and which she's a Moabite, if they get married, that's not a real marriage.
That's not a real marriage.
And that's considered whoredom?
Whoredom. That's what the scriptures say. Whoredom.
If they had a bum, y'all should have dropped it.
Right. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
So the Most High is reminding you through Tobit, you are the sons of the prophets. You the chosen people. You're not like these other nations. Gave you certain things to separate you from them that made you better than them. As Cap brought out in Matthew 5 and 26, they dogs. I'm not comparing you, I'm comparing you to them. On my, as Cap was bringing out the chart, the graph, they're at the bottom. I think of them as the status of a dog. You at the top. I compare you to gold, to rubies, to so on and so forth. Well, yeah. All right, go ahead.
Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land.
It said they were blessed in their children because in that household, their culture continued to go forth, being taught their true identity, their true heritage, their customs, their culture, the feast days, everything that Israel embodies, they've been taught that.
Right, and that's right here is when you read in the New Testament, it say being born again.
Right.
Now he's enlightening them on what they need to do as a culture. He's enlightening. He's bringing the gospel, the good news, the understanding of God's word back to them.
Right.
Because if you've been born again, that means you've been born in corruption.
Right.
So your mind have to be washed. You have to be renewed in your mind because what you think was right is wrong.
Right.
And what you thought was wrong is actually right.
That's right.
And a lot of times to show that point, that's why Jake said, "Oh, you gotta think outside the box now."
Yeah, outside the box.
Yeah, that's that old way of thinking, and pretty much this is a new way of thinking. This is how we do it now.
Right.
That man being puffed up again. So what you're saying, right? What the captain is bringing out, reading the book of Tobit, he's bringing them their culture that they've been discontinued from. Right. Remember, Tobit was in Nineveh, and the people were being put to death. You know, they was all dead against the walls and everything else. He tried to bury them. Right. They was in captivity.
Right.
So he's trying to bring understanding trying to bring healing to a people that's been destroyed.
That's right.
And to what they thought was right is actually wrong. Right. And when you doing something that's wrong, you walking contrary to God.
That's right.
And God is not moving on your behalf.
Right.
So right now he's bringing a culture back to them by being born again. Renew your mind, Israel.
That's right.
Just like you got to renew your mind in this captivity today.
Read 13.
Verse 13. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren.
So he's telling you to love your brother. Love your neighbor as yourself. That's what he's telling you. That's what he's saying. Love your neighbor as yourself. The way you love them is by marrying within your nation. You're showing hatred if you marry outside of your nation. Because all those philosophies and beliefs outside the box, like Cap just said, now those things are inserted into your little sphere, your circle. The Most High don't want no intermingling of thoughts of the other nations. You already got the blueprint. Go ahead.
The sons and daughters of the people in not taking a wife of them. For in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay and great want. For lewdness is the mother of famine.
It said lewdness. It's a lewd thing when you think outside the box, like y'all said, to think that, oh, I can marry these nations. Marry who I want to marry, and somehow this is actually going to work out. It's actually, this marriage is going to prosper. No. It's not of the Lord. It's all confusion in the eyes of the Most High. Fornication, right?
Hey, Caps.
Marriage outside your race or your nationality, what you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans,
Right.
Dominican, Haitians, all you individuals, y'all make up the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
So if you marry outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, don't matter if you go to the courthouse and get marriage papers, in God's eye, once again, in God's eye, not the county court, in God's eyes, you in the midst of fornication. God did not ordain, God did not approve that a child of Israel is to marry somebody from another nation, for it's Chinese, Arabs, white, Hamite, Africans.
Right.
God did not approve that. So if God did not approve it, then it's fornication.
Right.
Once again, he's teaching the people right now about fornication. That's fornication.
Right.
Hey, quick, Cap. I just want to show them why that marriage doesn't work. Real quick. Psalms 10 and verse 4. Psalms 10 and verse 4. This is why it's not only is it against the law of the Most High, but the Most High reveals something about these other nations that you're not privy to, that Israel wasn't privy to because they don't study. Yeah, Psalms chapter 10 and verse 4.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 10 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God.
So read that again.
The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God.
Part of the reason why that marriage won't work, one, God put a law, said don't deal with the other nations.
Right.
He told you that their souls are not upright. And inside their souls not being upright, he's letting you know that those people do not seek after him. They are not created to seek after him. They were not created to keep his commandments. Read that one more time.
The wicked, through the pride of his countenance,
Because they are a very prideful people, as we see. Read.
will not seek after God.
They will not seek after God. Read.
God is not in all his thoughts.
God is not in their thoughts whatsoever. So where your thoughts as being Israel, keeping God's commandments, should be your first and foremost thought, it is not with these other nations.
Right.
The governor, I think, was it New York or someone? He
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
he
yeah,
said-
yes.
He
Yes.
said it wasn't God.
Yeah, we did this. I didn't do this.
Right.
Because God is not in their thoughts.
Right.
The mentality and the mindset is two totally different people.
Right.
There's two totally different purposes for Israel and for the wicked. Yes, sir. Yes,
The
sir.
next verse.
Yeah,
Yes,
keep
sir.
reading. Keep reading. Yes, sir.
His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
So notice the scripture says that these other nations' ways, they're going to always be grievous to us as Israelites. They are always grievous, meaning they're not good for you. They're not going to help you. It is not going to work out.
So when we trying to march and tell them that Black Lives Matter, they don't feel that. They don't
They
understand that.
don't
That's
understand
grievous
that.
to
That's
them.
grievous
Then they
to
say
them.
all
That's
lives,
right.
all lives
Exactly.
matter.
Exactly.
So when you
Right.
talk about we talk about injustice of they shooting a brother from Georgia, then they raise up a GoFundMe and do things like that because
Right.
that's grievous. So what we talking
Exactly.
about?
Exactly.
It's gonna
They
be
say
like
they
Right.
two Christian, two God fearing men.
Right. It's gonna be like Zimmerman, basically the same thing. He had
Right.
what, hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever, millions, I don't know, a lot of money. Same thing for them, for them too. You know what I'm saying? They got like 100 and something followers we was looking at.
100-something thousand. It started off at
100.
32.
Right.
Now it's 100,000 followers. You see how they
100
move?
plus
You see they
followers.
operate?
Right.
While you talking about just yelling and complaining, all them followers is willing to make a donation.
Right.
Mhm. To keep those
Willing to
two from
contribute.
seeing justice.
Trust me,
Right.
they send memos to all those followers right now.
Right.
Remember I say they create a system. They have
right.
a strategy
That's
to
right.
say this how we're gonna overthrow them because they have no strategy.
Read that verse 6.
Did you want me to finish this last part?
Finish the last part and go to verse 6.
As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them.
It says, as for all his enemies, these other nations, as far as all of the enemies of the other nations, these particular nations, they puff at them, meaning they dismiss them. Psst, you're nothing to me.
Who is you?
Yeah, who is you? Verse 6.
That's American spirit right there.
Yes, sir. They're for real. He has said in his heart,
Uh-huh.
I shall not be moved.
how these other nations think? No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how you try to make it reasoning, the Most High is telling you this other nation, these ones that are shooting you down the streets, these ones that are persecuting you, they are so prideful. They say, what? I will not be moved. They do not care. No matter how you come at them, they will not be moved. They are stubborn and prideful.
That's why they able to be a deaf adder.
Exactly.
Because they prideful. They won't move.
Full of pride.
Right.
They will not hear you. They will turn their hearing out like the old people say.
They gonna stand on what they believe in because they feel like you can't do nothing to overthrow them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to bring that part up.
All praises. All praises. Go to Isaiah 13 right quick for to wrap it up. Isaiah 13. Just showing you when you join hand in hand with these nations, you know, it's not go in too well with you. Yeah, 14, 13. 13
and 14.
Yeah.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 14.
Start at 12.
Verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
That's Israel. He's talking about Israel, his chosen, his people. But us as a people, as a nation, we continue to seek and follow and mold ourselves in the mindset, because all this to the mindset like Cap was bringing out. That's why you got to apply Romans 12 and 1 and 2. All right. Being transformed, the renewing of your mind in the commandments, not in this world, not of the things you've been taught, not of your mindset saying I have to be accepted. I got to think outside the box. Stop thinking foolishly like that. That's a foolish mindset. Okay, go ahead.
Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
So this talking about the judgment is coming to this earth. America has the judgment to pay. All these nations, but America especially, because the Most High said he's going to shake the earth. What's the nuclear bombs? The destruction is coming, but what side would you be on? Or you go join hand in hand and cleave to your significant other and their philosophies and their ways? You go try to run in a bunker with them? That ain't happening. Go ahead.
And it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people.
So it's telling you every man going to turn to his own people, meaning their own nations. Why? Because they don't care about you. At the end of the day, they married you for their own selfish reasons. Lust. There you go. Lust. That's it. They don't take the heart or care about you in any way.
They gonna marry you for their own lust. They're not gonna put their life. They're not gonna risk their life for you
at all. At all.
Just like back in the day when our people was doing slavery, when our oppression was as a higher level than now.
Right.
It's to where when you had Esau, the woman sleep with the mandingo, and when it comes to find out that she cheated on her husband, what do she yell when she get caught?
Rape.
Rape. And now a whole village is about to be put to death because of her lust.
Right. That's on point. Go ahead.
They shall every man turn to his own people and flee every one into his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Say, everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So that destruction is waiting on you if you don't repent. If you want to disregard these commandments, the laws that we brought out today, the understanding of the scriptures telling you once you commit these certain acts against your God, you have hell to pay. But you can't repent from these things. Like our forefathers in Ezra's, all right? In Ezra, in the Bible as well, they married strange wives. they put away the wives and the children. They repented of that thing. You have to do that today if you choose to keep these commandments.
You know, when our people say that I can marry who I want to marry, right? A great form of disrespect. So why you don't know family members that are fugitive? Why you don't house them and say I can house whoever I want to house?
Right.
Because you know it's a pending danger,
right,
a pending judgment, and you can go to jail for housing a fugitive.
That's right.
Fugitive. Yep. So our people, man, they don't want to hear to God's word, you know, and this is going to keep on happening. You know what's going on right now is going to keep on happening because our people is hard-headed and stiff-necked and rebellious. And the Most High say I've seen these people before. Now the Most High is showing us through the scriptures that we now can say we've seen these people before.
That's right. All right. So with that, Israel, I'm gonna put it there. Go to 2 Corinthians 6. 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. At the end of the day, Israel, you got a 17, I'm sorry. 14 going to it too, right? Don't be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Read that one. 14.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness?
Most High is giving you, again, the guidelines in which you are to operate, Israel. If you operate in these guidelines that he set forth before us, you have nothing to worry about. You don't have to worry about the confusion that will be set forth in your households, in your mind. What you believe in a lie. What you believe in that somebody else outside your nation and your God cares about you. They don't. They continue to prove these things over and over to us, but it's time for you to wake up. All right? It's what does righteousness have to do with unrighteousness? They don't mix together. Water and oil. All right? Light or darkness. This world is darkness. Operated and controlled by Satan, the inhabitants of the so-called white man. They don't mix. We saying abide by the commandments. You saying I want to do what I want to do. Jump to 17.
Verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord.
He's telling you to come out of the mindset, the darkness, the unrighteousness that this society of America and all the other lands in which these other nations inhabit have destroyed your mindset, corrupted your mind, basically. All right, go ahead.
And touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you.
He said, don't touch the unclean things. Turn back to the commandments. Repent. Start keeping the Sabbath. Start keeping the feast days that God gave us. Put on your fringes border of blue. Grow a beard, brothers. You know what I'm saying? Sisters, put on modest apparel. All right. These are simple things that you can do. All right. Stop faking the funk and trying to be something that you're not. Buddha, Krishna, Islam, Muhammad, all these Christianity, Sijabo, none of those things have anything to do with this Bible or the children of Israel. All right. So, anybody got anything else? So with that, Israel, we want you to pray that y'all got something from the class. Pray that y'all can meditate on this and take some wisdom from this. Remember to go rate, like, and comment on IUIC Houston page. Share with your friends and family, as well as all of our forums at IUIC throughout all our congregations. Rate, like, comment, and share with your families. All right. Remember to go to Original Royalty to buy, Bibles, Apocrypha, so on and so forth. Music, all those funds go back to help the nation. All right. And applying Acts chapter 4. All right. Because we can do anything as a nation, Israel, but it's us taking and restoring our mind to the scriptures to be able to do those things. Remember to go to the Booster Club to become a member. You know, you can give whatever you choose to give. It's based off of you, you know, and what you want to give. Those funds go back to help leadership to travel, to go to the four corners of the earth. All right. What else? Remember to keep our sister Ahava in your prayers in North Carolina, California. California. Keep her in your prayers. For the Most High to strengthen her and all the nation of Israel as a whole, you know, to continue to fight for us and strengthen us as we go through these trying times. All right. So stay prayed up and stay fighting on behalf of all your brothers and sisters. All right. Those that can't do it for themselves. All right. So with that, Israel, we say shalom. Till next week. Most High in Christ bless you all.
Shalom, Israel.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.